bungalows. We'll be finding out more before 6:30. But first today, Huntington's disease has been labelled as one of the most devastating of conditions, but now, for the first time, it has been successfully treated. Described as a combination of dementia, Parkinson's, motor neuron disease and schizophrenia, the disease can run through families, killing brain cells, and is normally fatal within 2 decades of symptoms showing. But a team at University College of London has successfully treated patients with the disease for the first time. They say the results are spectacular, and it could bring enormous hope to the 7,000 people in the UK who have inherited the disease from a parent. Well, here's Professor Sarah Tabrizi, Director of the Huntington's Disease Centre at UCL.
Once someone has symptoms of the disease, the time from symptom to death is between 10 and 20 years. So a 75% slowing is going to keep people in work longer, functioning longer, delaying symptoms of disability. This is truly a game-changing result.
Two specialists who participated in delivering this trial treatment in Cardiff. Join me now. Professor Anne Rosser is a neurologist and Professor Liam Gray is a professor of functional neurosurgery. Professors, welcome to the programme. Anne, I'm going to start with you. We often get superlatives when we get these medical breakthroughs, and then there are caveats. How much of a breakthrough is this?
So I think it is a breakthrough. It's a very exciting result. It is in a small number of patients. I think that's important to say. So it's a very clear result, but it's in a fairly small number of people over a period of a few years. So very exciting, and it's, I think, the beginning of a real journey for Huntington's.
And staying with you, Professor Rosser, what was your role in Cardiff in this wider treatment, of course, which was led by UCL?
So in Cardiff, and I'll pass over to Professor Gray in a moment, but we delivered the therapy to all the UK patients, including the UCL patients. So we had a couple of our own patients took part in the trial. We've got a Huntington Centre in Cardiff. That's the Wales Huntington's Disease Centre. We see patients with Huntington's disease right across the spectrum. And we have the Advanced Neurotherapies Centre where we deliver new therapies to the brain for brain diseases. And perhaps, Liam, you'd like to say a bit.
Yeah, Liam, go on.
Hi, these therapies they have to be delivered directly into the human brain, so that requires a neurosurgical operation. It's quite a specialised procedure. We're the only centre in the UK, which is why we did this trial here in Cardiff for Unicure, and we're doing a number of other gene therapy trials here as well. So the actual surgeries were performed here in Cardiff, and the patients came to us, had their treatments, and then went back home and were discharged back to their treating neurologists.
And Professor Gray, have you been surprised by these results?
I've been impressed by the results. They are early results. I think they're very encouraging, but they're not definitive, not yet. I think that the quality of the surgery that we have done both here and in the few other centres in the world that's doing that is very, very high. So I am very encouraged indeed by the results so far. It's a major breakthrough. It shows that this disease is modifiable, so nothing has ever modified this disease before. And the magnitude of the modifications that we're seeing is very, very significant. So it's holding lots of hope, and it's also one of the first gene therapies that is directly introduced into the brain that appears to be having a very positive and excellent effect.
And on that,
those two reasons, it's a good breakthrough.
And on that, Professor Rosser, tell us a bit about Huntington's and what hope this can bring to those 7,000 or so people who do suffer from it.
Yeah, so currently Huntington's is untreatable. It's a disease that it's an autosomal dominant, which means that if you carry the gene, you pass it on to 50% of your children, statistically speaking. So, it's a very high burden disease. It really badly affects people's lives. So I think this is real hope. in the world of Huntington's disease. Important to say, though, that this therapy isn't available yet. These are early but very exciting results. And there's going to be quite a bit of work to do to work out exactly how to deliver this in the most efficient way. Worth saying that both Professor Gray and myself at the moment are at a workshop in Venice where we are discussing that very topic, which is, how do you deliver these things in the best possible way into the brain in these diseases?
Yeah, it's not a trivial procedure, as you can imagine.
Last question, perhaps. This is about Huntington's. Would the applications and the techniques you've used here, would that have any implications for future treatment of other neurological conditions at all?
Yes.
Like what?
Absolutely. In fact, we're doing a number of other trials in Parkinson's disease and in frontotemporal dementia. So there's a wide number of neurological, neurodegenerative diseases, dementia-type diseases, and also in actually brain tumors, oncology as well. So this kind of technology has far-reaching consequences.
That is absolutely fantastic. I would love to talk more about this, but we do have to go. But congratulations on what appears to be a very, very good medical news story. That's Professor Anne Rosser and Professor Liam Gray there on Cardiff's role in this breakthrough with Huntington's disease. It is 13 minutes past 5.